Hey guys, it's me, Muddy, with the Whiteboard Academy. Hope you're doing well. I'm coming to you today with a video about Zoom and video quality. I'm going to teach you a way today at the end of this video how to get any meeting to HD quality. Now you may know, first of all, you may be familiar with Zoom. At this point, just about everybody is familiar with Zoom, which is an awesome platform, and it expanded tremendously during COVID, right? Over the past 2 years, many of us have been on Zoom meetings every day in some cases, or certainly many times a week. And you may know that not all Zoom meetings are HD quality. In fact, most of us on free accounts or even paid pro accounts, kind of one or small teams, do not have HD enabled on our accounts. It's really only once you get to a business account, which is 10 licenses or more, or an enterprise account, where HD quality is kind of turned on at the account level. In the before times, you used to be able to request to Zoom that they enable HD on your account, and they would do it, but you had to request it. But then once COVID hit, they really restricted that to business and enterprise accounts. So, you get an automated response saying, due to, limitations in our system and to preserve capacity, well, we're not enabling HD on pro accounts or free accounts. But what I'm going to teach you today is a way to get around that. So first, let me show you. So I have a Zoom meeting up. All right, so what you're seeing now is another computer screen next to me where I've got a Zoom meeting running. And this Zoom meeting has kind of 2 people in it right now. And the first thing I want to show you is how to actually check what your video quality is. You may not have even known that you can find out what your video quality is. So if you click the up arrow next to unmute or mute and go to audio settings, this brings up your settings window. I'm going to move it over here so we can see it next to the meeting. And one of the options in here is statistics. So if you click statistics, it now gives you some statistics about the meeting. And at the top, one of those tabs is video. And if you'll notice on the resolution, there's a line here that says resolution. So it shows you in the Zoom settings, in the statistics, under video, what your current resolution is. So this is limited by your account level, but then it's also limited by your bandwidth and computer resources. So if you don't have a great internet signal, it's going to be a lower resolution. And if your computer is really bogged down with lots of things going on, or it's an older computer, it may also be limited in resolution. But if you have a fast internet connection and a fast computer, you should be getting the maximum possible resolution out of Zoom. When you are in a Zoom meeting with just one other person, like this meeting is right here, this is really going to be the best resolution. Traditionally, this is going to be the best resolution because you're one-to-one, and really it's kind of a peer-to-peer situation. However, Zoom is really smart. It will only deliver enough resolution that you need. And what I mean by that is right now, I am viewing this meeting in gallery view, right? So both of the videos, or if there were more people than this, all of the videos, but all of the videos are showing smaller videos, right? They're not filling my whole screen. As a result, Zoom is not sending me a HD signal, a high resolution signal, because I'm not looking at it big enough. So watch what happens. The first thing I do, if I pin this video, so I pin the other person, and actually, let me back up a second. This is Right now, I just have these kind of two avatar screens on here, but if I switch that avatar to something that is more like a graphic recording or an image, now there is words and images and graphics that are showing here. The resolution now will be easier to see, and this is where it really becomes important for us in the visual practitioner community when we are using our iPads as our webcam and we're capturing content or we're capturing on a whiteboard or something like that. We want to be able to show the highest quality, highest resolution video so people can see all the details in the work that we're capturing for them, helping them with their meetings, okay? So in this meeting now, if I pin this video and I bring it to speaker view, so what I want you to do is watch the resolution. When I switch to speaker view, and now if I expand this and make this full screen, watch what's going to happen. I'm going to start receiving, in just a moment, I'm going to start receiving a higher quality video. I should, if this works as intended. Now I'm not seeing a change yet, which is interesting. So typically what would happen is, because I have now pinned this video larger, it would be sending me a higher resolution video because it knows now I'm looking at that video in a larger way. So I'm surprised that it hasn't jumped up. In some of my earlier testings, I did see it jump up at this point when there was just two people. That's okay. We're going to learn how to do this, how to get all of these videos to get to higher resolution. But let me go back to this computer, gallery view. Okay, so that's so interesting to me. Try it one more time. If I remove this pin, go back to gallery, change the size of this. I pin this video again, pin, and I bring this full screen. I wonder if this is going to jump up for me in quality or not. In any case, when you're connected with one other person, this should be the highest quality video, but we're already seeing the problem with this. And if I go to this full screen, so you can see it even a little bit better. There we go. Now you can, so this is now full screen, this Zoom meeting, but you're seeing that the resolution is 640 by 360. That's 360p. If you've heard of, 720p is HD, and the resolution 640 is how many pixels across, and 360 is how many pixels high. But what really matters is what it looks like. So if you look at some of these words, so this was a graphic from the East Coast gathering of the IFVP. For those that were there at that event, helped to brainstorm a little bit about what makes a virtual meeting awesome. And so this is just a photo of our notes, of our whiteboard and our Post-it notes. And you can see when you look at some of these, it looks a little bit fuzzy. This recording, this video that I'm recording here right now, is a 1080p video. So it is a full HD. It's an HD video that I'm recording at, but the screen that you're seeing there was not, right? And now this gets even worse when you get 3 or more people in a meeting. So let me bring the statistics back up on the screen for us. And I'm now going to bring in a third person to the meeting here. And anytime you get 3 or more participants in the meeting, let me turn this camera on. Okay. Once you get 3 or more participants in the meeting, the resolution always bumps down to 360 on a free or pro account that does not have HD enabled on it. And I should say the first good thing that you can do, I mentioned that in the before times, you used to be able to contact Zoom support and ask them to enable HD on your account, but they weren't doing that. they have begun to do that again. So the first thing I would recommend is that you contact Zoom, support@zoom.us, and request to have HD enabled, HD video enabled on your account. And then if you go into your account settings in the web settings, you can turn on what's called Group HD at the account level, and then HD will be available. Now that's great for meetings that you host, and essentially for any meetings that you create from that point forward, once you turn HD video on, if you get it enabled. And be aware that it may take a few back and forths with support, because I think when you request HD video, you'll get an automated email first saying, an automated email first saying, we're only doing this on pro accounts. Did this solve your problem? And you have to say, no, this didn't solve my problem. Connect me with a human and please enable HD. Especially as a visual practitioner, tell them the use case, tell them how you're using Zoom, how you're using your iPad, that you're capturing these graphic representations. And that's the need, right? That's not, you're not just showing your face, you're showing this detailed meeting for your clients. And after a few back and forths, hopefully they will enable HD video on your account. But again, that only works for your meetings that you create the meeting ID and you host the meeting. But for meetings where your client is hosting the meeting or someone else is hosting the meeting, if they don't have HD enabled in their account, you're out of luck. So you can see still on this, we're still seeing 360p video. All right, ready for the trick? All right, here's the trick. Let's see, I want to prep this view here. So I have something on my desk that I'm going to use to connect to the meeting. And by connecting this device to the meeting, it's going to bring the whole meeting up to HD quality. So let me give you the quick backstory, and then I'll show you what it is, and I'll show you how it works. We are going to use a, and actually I think, let me do this. I have on my desk here a, what is this? This is an Amazon Echo Show 8. And let me give you the backstory real quick of how this works and why this works. So if you've heard of something called a Zoom room, right? So Zoom, it's not a breakout room, that's not what we're talking about, but a Zoom room is typically what's called a Zoom room appliance. It's what you would have installed in a conference room in a corporate setting. Big TV on the wall, kind of dedicated device. You go in there and it's an appliance that's used in a conference room. And it runs a software called Zoom Room. It's kind of a special version of Zoom. And it has a monthly subscription of $50 a month to have Zoom Rooms enabled, a Zoom Room enabled. But whenever a Zoom Room appliance, Zoom Room device would connect to a meeting, it would kind of flip a switch in the Zoom's backend that would bring the whole meeting up to HD quality. And the reason is because they expect it to be shown on this kind of big TV in a conference room. Well, as COVID hit and more people were connecting from home, Zoom began to roll out the Zoom application on other devices besides just computers, but to other smart devices like the Facebook portal and the Amazon Echo Show, okay, which is this kind of relatively inexpensive smart display, smart screen that you can, do all different kinds of things with. I really just have it set as a clock. I don't really use it as a smart device otherwise, but this device would allow you to can do all kinds of things, right? You can control lights and things like that. But you can also connect to a Zoom meeting through some of these smart devices. And the protocol that they use is called Zoom at Home, which is free. I'm not paying anything special, no monthly cost. But when a Zoom at home device connects to a Zoom meeting, it uses the same protocol that Zoom rooms use. And so it flips that switch. The Zoom meeting thinks that a Zoom room appliance has connected to the meeting, and it brings the whole meeting up to HD quality. Okay. Now, the reason I'm demoing this with an Amazon Echo Show 8 is because it is the single cheapest way to do this, right? An Amazon Echo Show 8, they make one in 5 inches. That doesn't work. This is the 8-inch version, and they also make a larger one, maybe 12-inch or 10-inch or something. But the Amazon Echo Show 8 is the least expensive. I think brand new, it might cost $80 or $90, and sometimes they go on sale for even less than that. And I found them, you can find them refurbished pretty inexpensively as well, right? So for around $80, give or take, as a one-time purchase, not only do you get a smart device that you can use as a smart device and have it set timers and whatever, all kinds of fun things for that, but if you connect it to a meeting, it will bring that meeting to HD quality. Okay, so let me bring up this two-person, this two-up view. So actually, I guess what I should show you first is kind of what my setup is. Now, don't be alarmed. This is going to look pretty crazy here for a minute, but I'm going to give you the over-the-shoulder view so you can see on my desk, I have the Amazon Echo Show sitting here on my desk, and I have an iPhone here looking at it. So when I switch to that camera, you're just seeing through the iPhone looking at this Amazon Echo Show. So I wanted you to be able to see the Echo Show. The other thing to be aware of is that I actually have, and I guess it's useful if I show you this again. I have 2 different computers that are connected to this meeting. So this over here is the host of this meeting, and it's using a free Zoom account. So that's the screen we were looking at up there with the 3 people on it and the settings next to it, which are off the screen. These 4 screens are my main computer. That's connected to the Zoom meeting as a participant and showing this graphic as its camera feed. All right, so there's 2 different meetings here, 2 different participants. This is one computer, and this is the second computer. So let's get off of that because that looks. I should do a studio tour soon because I've been working with. I'll come back to that. So here's how this works. With this Zoom meeting up, and let me show this. So with this Zoom meeting up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this device to the meeting. So I don't need to participate through this device. It doesn't need to be how I'm connected to the meeting. I'm connecting it as a second participant just for a moment. I have the camera turned off. The Amazon Echo Show actually has a little slider that you can kind of slide over the camera feed, so it doesn't show that at all. It's going to be muted when it joins the meeting. So let me just show you how this works. And I'm going to do this with my voice. So Alexa, join a Zoom meeting.
There is no meeting on the calendar. What is your Zoom meeting ID?
959-1997-9054.
Does this meeting require a password to join?
Cancel.
Okay, canceling.
Because I forgot to tell you guys something. So as soon as this device joins the meeting, the resolution of the whole meeting is going to bump up. So I want you to be able to see that when it happens. So here's what I want to do. I want to make this full screen. I want to go back to speaker view so you are seeing this graphic at the highest possible, the largest possible view. Okay, so I still want you to have these settings up so you can see this, and I've got resolution selected. So watch what happens when I'll go through this process again and join the meeting from the device. And as soon as it does, this resolution is going to bump up to 1280 by 720, which is 4 times more resolution. It's twice as many across and twice as many high. So 720p, which is HD quality. So it's going to be 4 times the resolution. And you'll be able to see in these graphics, it's pretty dramatic. All right, so in fact, let's do this so you can see it even better. All right, let me switch to this view. All right, so you can still see me down in the corner. And let's see if I can bring myself quickly over to, this is going to be, okay. Let's say position, let's try this. Oh, it's working good. All right, scooch myself over so you can see the post-it notes. All right, so you saw how I was connecting to Alexa. I had told her just to join a meeting, and she said there's no meeting on your calendar, so I was reading her the meeting ID. The other way you can do it is just tell her to open the Zoom app. Let's try that this time. Alexa, open the Zoom app.
Here's Zoom.
So now she'll open Zoom, and it will let me join a meeting. I can just click join right here and type in my meeting ID. All right, I'm going to do that now. 959 997 9054. Okay, I agree. All right, now it's going to ask for the passcode. I'm going to put the passcode in, but what I'm going to do is switch back to this view. So as soon as I get this passcode in and join this meeting, you'll see the resolution change. All right, here I come. I click done. So right now, it's joining the meeting.
Recording in progress.
Had to turn the speaker volume down right away. Did you notice? Did you see the resolution jump? Because it totally did. The resolution is now showing 1280 by 720, and this image is way more crisp. I can even read some of the small print on some of these post-it notes. So this meeting is now at 720, and if you see, there's another participant that joined up here that's called guest. Now, the coolest thing is I don't have to stay connected with this device anymore. So this device is now joined this Zoom meeting in gallery view, but if I just tap it, I can leave the meeting. So that Amazon Echo Show now is now leaving the meeting. It's gone, it's off the meeting, but the resolution is stayed at 720p. So it stayed at HD quality just by joining that meeting once. So, whoops, don't need 2 of me on there. So that's the trick. The trick is to add a Zoom at home device, and the Amazon Echo Show 8 is the cheapest way to do this. Have that device join the meeting just for a minute. It brings the whole meeting up to HD quality. Anybody's meeting, okay? So if you have a client meeting and you're joining that meeting and kind of getting everything ready to serve, do some visual work at that meeting, and you're joining before everyone else to get that ready, just have the Echo Show join the meeting for 30 seconds before everyone else, and then it can leave. And just by doing that, it brings the whole meeting up to HD quality. So hopefully that makes sense. This is a video I have wanted to put together for a while. It was a little bit tricky to get everything's set up to be able to record on one device and show the meeting and have it be connected with a couple of people. But that's okay. That's the stuff I love. In fact, I have upgraded my entire studio and have been working with clients on meetings that matter, and helping them through tech hosting, helping visual practitioners dial in and optimize their studios, helping business professionals look good and sound good on Zoom meetings, because the way that you show up on Zoom establishes your authority. And if you don't look good, if you don't sound good, you lose authority. So as leaders, it's really important to show up in your full best self, to be present, looking good, sounding good, and have a good connection. So if you want to get some specific assistance on how to get this set up, I'm available for one-on-one coaching. If you have quick questions, you can reach out to me. I'm happy to connect and follow up. Hopefully this video was useful, and so grateful to serve this community. Cheers.